So there's a couple different places they could use her. When he mentions Jane Foster and Darcy, those are both from the events of the first Thor movie, because remember, this Loki did not experience Thor the Dark World when the original Loki faced Jane Foster and Darcy again. The Maria Hill name drop is also a reference back to that first Avengers movie, and there's the joke about him mentioning Heimdall twice. This is both because he messed with Heimdall on many occasions over the thousands of years that he was living in Asgard. Really good example of this was the D.B. Cooper scene during season 1. The flashbacks explained that Loki is D.B. Cooper inside the MCU, but they would have hijacked the Bifrost to do that, so Heimdall would have been pissed about that. He also froze Heimdall during the first Thor movie, so probably not happy about that either. They mentioned Fandral, Volstagg, Hogun. Those are the Warriors 3. They killed them off during Thor Ragnarok. The Absorbing Man fight is another super big deep cut because he originally was named Crusher Creel, who was a boxer. He's canon to Daredevil. He actually fought Matt Murdock's father in the boxing ring, but Loki poisoned him in the classic comics with an elixir who gives him the powers to absorb properties of anything he touches, which is when he becomes the villain, Absorbing Man. So part of the joke here is that he's just saying that Absorbing Man got super pissed off about that, like, look at what you did to my body now. And obviously the biggest name drop here is his battles with Hercules in the MCU. So remember, these would have gone down before the events of the first Thor movie because we know about Loki's timeline between the first Thor movie and the first Avengers movie. He was with Thanos that entire time. So these are probably a bunch of ancient battles that he's talking about with Hercules. The reason why he's mentioning him during the scene, though, is because originally they were going to use this to connect with the Thor Love and Thunder post-credit scene where Zeus sends Hercules to kill Thor in revenge. That whole Thor plot with the War of the Gods and Hercules was originally meant to be very different. Remember, they actually filmed Thor Love and Thunder before they did Loki Season 2, so like all the Hercules stuff was planned out before Loki Season 2 started, why he's mentioning him here now. Part of the idea is that Hercules post-credit scene was originally meant to set up a Hercules spin-off TV show for Disney+. This was back during the era of Marvel, like early Disney Plus era, when everybody and their sister was getting a Disney Plus show. Like if you ever showed up in the comics once in the background, you would get a Disney Plus show. So the post-credit scene wasn't meant to directly set up Thor 5 or anything like that. It was sort of a test run for a story that would continue in another spin-off Disney Plus series, because they did this, like I said, when they were doing a ton of Disney Plus series. This is why you heard about 1,000 different Marvel TV series the last couple years that never saw the light of day. I did videos about some of them. There were a couple unannounced ones too that we still don't know about, but there was like a long list of shows they were going to make, then canceled at the last minute.